Hey, what's up? This is your boy, the Solo Traveler. I'm here with my good friend Jarret. Been knowing him for about 4 or 5 years. We've been traveling together. We traveled to several different countries such as Cuba, Dominican Republic, Mexico, Colombia. So we've actually known each other for a long time and actually traveled together for a long time. So without further ado, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so my name is Jarret, like my homie said, and I'm originally from New York, but I live in Los Angeles. My profession is in aviation, hospitality, and culinary skills.
Cool. So currently we're actually here in Mexico, and I want to do this interview with him because he's been traveling to Mexico for a long time. So my first question I want to ask you is, how long have you been traveling to Mexico?
Well, I've been traveling to Mexico now for 7 years. My first trip to Mexico was back in 2013.
Nice. And what was your first city that you visited?
The first city that I visited in Mexico was Cancun. The first time I came to Mexico, I stayed for 2 weeks. I arrived to Cancun, I stayed 3 days in Cancun, and then I went to Mérida, Yucatan, which is about 3 hours away in a different state. In Yucatan, that's where a lot of Mayan influence is at, a lot of Mayan culture, a lot of Mayan architecture and stuff like that. So the first cities that I went to were Cancun and Mérida, Yucatan.
Good, nice. And to my understanding, you also used to live here at one point. So tell me, how long have you lived here? What city did you live in when you were here?
When I was living in Mexico, I lived 3 months in Mexico City.
Oh, nice. All right, that's a nice city. I've actually visited Mexico City a couple of times, and I definitely enjoy it. There's a lot to do, a lot to see out there. So if you ever get a chance, check out Mexico City. Also, tell me a little bit about the culture.
Mexican culture is amazing. It's actually unique. Mexican people are very hospitable, very friendly, very outgoing. They're nice people. It's great vibes out here. I definitely enjoy it. One thing about Mexico is very diverse too, geographically. You can be at the beach, like for example in Cancun, Acapulco, or Puerto Vallarta, or you can be in the mountains, like in Mexico City, Monterrey. Mexico's a very diverse country.
Nice. Well, since you spent a lot of time here in Mexico, you obviously live here as well. So tell me about your favorite meal while you're here in Mexico.
It's funny. I love tacos. I really love quesadillas. But I have to say quesadillas. I don't know. It's just something about quesadillas. A lot of typical Mexican food. You got el pozole, el mole. Those are pretty good dishes too.
Okay, all right, that's definitely nice. Also, my next question, I gotta ask this because I know a lot of brothers want to know about this, want the answers to this question. So tell me a little bit about the women that's here.
Oh wow, the women in Mexico, they're beautiful. The interesting thing about Mexico is very diverse. It just depends on every man's liking. If you're more interested in some more like the Afro, the darker looking Mexican women, you probably want to go to Acapulco, like in Guerrero. In Guerrero, they actually have a history of very embedded in Afro-Mexican culture. So Guerrero, Oaxaca, Veracruz. If you're looking more for like the prettier, more like whiter skinned Mexican women, that would be like Sinaloa or Jalisco, like Guadalajara. And then more of the Mexitos, Mexico City, or pretty much any other parts of Mexico.
So since you're naming all those places, how many cities have you visited, or as well as how many states here in Mexico?
Well, the cities and the states that I've been to Tamaulipas, Coahuila, Quintana Roo, Nuevo León, Michoacán, Guanajuato, Mexico State, State of Mexico, Mexico DF, which is Mexico City, obviously Cancun, Yucatan. When I was in Michoacán, I went to Morelia, Tijuana, Rosarito. We haven't been to Ensenada yet, but that's coming soon.
Nice. Yeah, with all those places that you named, you gotta tell me so far, which is your favorite city?
My favorite city has to be Tijuana. Why? Because Tijuana is very Americanized. Tijuana is the party scene. It's a lot of good vibes in Tijuana.
Nice. And then also, what's your favorite state?
My favorite state in Mexico is it's between Guanajuato and Michoacan. Michoacan is a very beautiful state because the geography, a lot of mountains. It's real cultural Mexico. It's very beautiful. Same thing with Guanajuato. Very great places. The thing about Guanajuato, the capital of Guanajuato, they have Spanish architecture. Marble stone streets. Very beautiful state. I really recommend if anybody's traveling to Mexico and they want the authentic Mexican culture to go to Guanajuato or Michoacan. Those are great places. Morelia, Michoacan, or León, Guanajuato.
Nice. You know, and one thing is I'm a big fan of architecture. You know, buildings and things like that and old structures. So that is one of the reasons why I actually love coming here, because I love looking at a lot of the old infrastructure that's here that they have, and the people here are just awesome. So I guess also my last question I want to ask you. So for the future, what city do you want to go to?
In the future, I'm really interested in going to Guadalajara. Guadalajara, I've heard a lot of good things about it, and one thing I know about Guadalajara is that they love brothers out there. Guadalajara, Jalisco, the state of Jalisco is a very interesting state. You have Guadalajara right here, and then 2-3 hours to the coast, you have Puerto Vallarta. So I think that it would be a good trip to kill two birds with one stone.
Nice. Well, once again, I gotta thank you for taking the time out to do this interview with me.
Hey, bro, anytime, you know. And I recommend any brothers that are interested in coming out to Mexico. They love brothers out here. Get your Spanish on, learn Spanish, learn the culture. Mexico is definitely a great place. As one of our friends says, Mexico is the training wheels. It's just the training wheels for brothers to expand into other countries. You can start here in Mexico and then venture your way to other countries.
Nice, perfectly said. Yo, man, well, thanks again.
Most def.
Definitely say, hey, this is the end, and peace.
Stay easy.